England hosting the United States, and all the action after this short break.
That was definitely on purpose.
Well, a lovely moment before kick-off when the players of '72 met the players of the present day. But in this present day, horror, exhaustion and anger, some of the emotions emerging from not only the American camp, but across the game after a year-long investigation revealed systemic sexual misconduct in the National Women's Soccer League. A showing of solidarity from the England players with their American counterparts wearing teal armbands tonight. Well, England without the key figure of captain Leah Williamson and forward Alessia Russo. Millie Bright skippers the side this evening. Lucy Bronze earns her 99th cap. The US are missing star striker Alex Morgan, as well as the attacking talent of Mallory Pugh and the experience of Kelly O'Hara. There's still plenty of quality. Lindsay Horan captains the side, the only member of the squad to play her club football outside the US. Veteran Megan Rapinoe, the famous name in the front line. These are the two captains tonight. Millie Bright in place of the injured Leah Williamson, the Chelsea centre-half, and Lindsay Horan, who won the Champions League with Lyon at the end of last season. Well, this England team have taken on all-comers since Sarina Wiegman took charge, but this is arguably their biggest challenge. It may be a friendly, but the US have always been the side to mark your progress against. Vlatko Ivanovic, Macedonian-born coach of the US, in this cycle in which a lot of experienced players have been called up to the squads recently, but this one is in the squad. Megan Rapinoe. Before the match begins, there will be a moment's silence in memory of the victims of the Kanjuruhan Stadium disaster in Indonesia, which claimed the lives of so many last weekend. The United States ended both England and Sarina Wiegman's hopes of World Cup glory in 2019 by beating the former in the semi-final and the latter in the final. Jill Ellis, the US coach on that occasion, Radko Andonovski on this occasion. What sort of US will face England tonight? And of course, these two sets of players take the knee, loudly applauded around the ground. A symbol that means so much in the fight for equality. And a dummy run from Lindsey Horan. Away we go, top-tier opponents. A stadium packed to its top tiers. You can't ask for much more, and there aren't many sides who've got the better of the US women's national team over the years, but that will be England's task tonight. And Lucy, to bring you in here, how are you expecting England to approach this evening's match?
Well, we know that the USA have long been at the forefront of women's football. They were physically superior, stronger, quicker than anybody else, but also with that winning mindset. But we've seen in the summer that England are now winners. They have that mindset. They've been winners and they're catching up, and I think the USA know that, and they've definitely come here to put England back in the box. So I'm looking forward to an incredible night.
The first tackle for Georgia Stanway. Playing her trade abroad, but the US are away here with Sophia Smith with time and space, and the first effort on goal in the first minute. Mary Earps behind it.
Yeah, great indication of what Smith is all about. Direct, straight towards goal. She's got the pace as well. Needed closing down, but comfortable for Earps in the end.
Didn't take long for the US's not-so-secret weapon. Show what she can do there, and Earps were equal on that occasion. An England side that haven't actually conceded that many goals under Sarina Wiegman, not used to efforts on their own goal.
Yeah, there's important players missing for both teams. You know, Alex Morgan, Pugh for the USA. You know, Willia Williamson's not here. Alessia Russo, but still the core of each side. USA of bringing in younger players. Probably a team in transition, but still very strong, big talent pool, obviously. And England have got their eyes on the World Cup next year.
They're qualifying for that competition, as they always do. Winning the CONCACAF Championship, continental equivalent. Here's Lindsey Horan looking to spring the trap. That's Megan Rapinoe, and Rapinoe looking to find Rodman in the middle, breaking quickly the Americans. And England, who like to try and control games, have to work hard to do that today.
Yeah, England just need to be careful in losses of possession, because the USA, as soon as they get it, they'll think, can I play forward? Can I get forward as quick as possible? And they've got the runners to do it as well.
And England have got the runners as well. Here's Mead, driving forward. Couldn't release the pass to Kelly. Now Rodman. This is an awkward one for England to deal with. And Greenwood just about deals with it.
How open has this first 3 minutes been? A bit like a basketball game, and England will want to get a little bit more control than they've got at the moment.
Lovely ball there by Earps, though. Took herself out of trouble. Changed defence into attack for England. There's Mead. And England playing with Lauren Hemp through the middle. It's been an experiment for the Lionesses.
And look how many bodies forward US when they think they can nick it. They've got a high press of 4 plus the central striker Sophia Smith, so England will have to pass well to get through that.
There's Lucy Bronze. Quite the contest down that side between Rapinoe and Bronze. Two world stars. Greenwood. Daly. for the right run there. She wanted Kirby to be. Stanway. Good surge here from Georgia Stanway. Can she pick the right pass? Lays it back. Mead with the effort. Straight. Listener, the first tester for the American goalkeeper.
We know how England like to get forward quickly. Some really composed possession. And then that burst forward. USA retreating. They know that the pace that England have got in behind. In the end, it's a sighter, isn't it? Easy for the goalkeeper.
Encouraging start to this contest. Isn't it? There are many winners dotted around this United States squad. There are a lot of newcomers who've never tasted World Cup glory. There's one of them, Savia Smith. Rescued that pass, and Greenwood there to tidy up for England. Rose Lavelle on the cover, but England had a few issues at the back not that long ago.
Yeah, they do like to play out from the back, and you know, particularly you get a long ball in behind. You've got to, it's the communication here. And to be fair to Greenwood, she took control of the situation. She had a goalkeeper there, but these American players will jump right on if you take a bad touch.
Rodman trying to slip that through to Smith. And Smith can lay it back, and Haran going to force her way through, and knocked up by Stanway, and England can break here. Kirby driving forward, Huerta trying to get back at her. Walsh. They just didn't have the numbers to break quickly there.
Yeah, and the USA recover so well. They're quite happy to have big distances between the units because physically they're capable of getting back.
Rachel Daly at left back at left back after quite the start in the WSL, returning to England, but Serena Wiegmann determined that she knows what she wants to do with this side, and we can't really argue with that.
We absolutely can't. You know, the tactical acumen that she displayed during the summer, the quickness of decisions, the ruthlessness of decisions, and it was clear for everybody exactly what she wanted. And I think the bubble she created that brought the pressure away from these girls really helped England's progress.
That's Huerta. One of those who finished the regular season top of the NWSL. Noel Rain. England on the cover there. England, of course, missing Leah Williamson in that something of a settled back four, really. The same back four, the same starting 11 for the entirety of the Euros, a first. Consistency, a big part of why England did so well.
Yeah, and pre-match I've heard the USA talking about how successful England were keeping the same team. It's something that they haven't really done in the games leading up through past the Olympics, and they're qualifying for the World Cup, and they know what England did with it, and I think they're copying, which is a real turn-up.
It's Huerta. Ball forward. Smith did very well to hold it up and keep this move alive for the United States, and they've got plenty of numbers forward here. Huerta hangs it up towards the back post. Good header from Bronze. Already flexing their muscles, the United States.
Yeah, they like to overload wide areas. Full-backs get up. The right centre midfielder will get up and beyond as well as those wide players. Difficult to deal with defensively.
It's everywhere on this US side. So much depth to their quality. Something that England are improving at in that regard. Here's Earps. And will continue to build from the back. Daly, who these American players know so well during her time at Houston Dash as a striker. Don't know much about her as a left back, I suppose.
Well, they know about her athletic ability. Obviously, she defends well, otherwise she wouldn't be playing there now. But I know a lot of people would like to see her in forward position. She scored for fun when she was out in the States.
Now England, chance here with Mead. Hemp driving forward, Hemp's in the middle, it's going to break to her, and she puts it away! Lauren Hemp, strike up, no bother. An England opener against the US. And a smile on the England captain's face. And there should be the Americans starting strongly. But it's England in front, and it's Lauren Hemp, their own star.
And it's all about the run of Beth Mead down that right-hand side. A little bit more direct with the passage, you can see the run. She's definitely not offside. And then the ball in. Hemp, she's trying her best to get on the end of it. They didn't deal with it well, USA, and then managed to finish it. What a great start. And it's about being clinical, and that's exactly what England have done in the opening minutes, and USA haven't. Slightly fortunate to get the ball at her feet, but then she still had to finish.
Well, for Lauren Hemp, who compared to other players in the front line, didn't score too many at the European Championships, but 10th goal for England, wearing a number 9 on the back.
Yeah, Cook won't be happy with that, but it's difficult to deal with. You're facing towards your own goal, you stretch out. If you get a touch, might knock it past your own goalkeeper, but not very good defensively all the way around from the USA.
Here's Kelly, wearing the number that Hemp usually wears for England.
We talk about now, we've seen Ellen White retire, Russo is out, Hemp is in there, but she will make the runs from central to those inside wide areas, and it looks like she's been found, isn't it?
Tricky moment there for Alana Cook at the heart of that USA defence. Cook's father from the UK, so maybe split feelings from him at that moment. Here's Rose Lavelle, who's one of the stars of the US midfield, but she's given that ball away, and Kirby helping that on to Hemp. And England with a spring in their step after scoring. I suppose when you're facing the United States, you have to have that confidence, because they always do.
Yeah, and the crowd, you get the energy from the crowd. These girls are used to playing in this atmosphere now, and the growth of the game in this country to reach this sort of level and be comfortable playing against the USA with a thought that you can win it, shows how far it's come.
This is an England team that believe they can beat anybody. Stanway. Mead. To set up that England goal. Early England goal. America had some opportunities themselves, but here's Keira Walsh. Direct towards Mead. Bronze. Still Bronze. Rapinoe to bring this away for the US, who need to settle, but can't get out. Lost by Rapinoe. Walsh. England moving the ball very well at the moment. Kirby. Now Chloe Kelly. It's Millie Bright. This feels like a game that's going to swing like a pendulum between the two sides. They both carry a threat going forward, and you might say vulnerabilities at the back.
Yeah, and you can see it from both teams. England struggled at the start of the game to deal with straight balls, and then they got themselves a foothold in the game, and they scored the goal. Possession-wise, I think USA are struggling to deal with those direct good runs and movement in the final third. But you have to be wary of USA on the break, and I think that's what they pride themselves on in terms of their physicality and the technical ability going forward.
It was so heartbreaking for England to lose that semi-final to the US, a game with so much incident. Never mind the tea celebration from Alex Morgan, who unfortunately for football fans isn't here tonight to play. That's lost by the US again. Here's Kelly. And Kirby's in there, it's just behind her, and the shot taken on by Hemp as well. But it's not the first time the US have given the ball back.
They need to take far more care with the ball in possession. USA, and they're capitalising on that, those sort of mistakes.
Keira Walsh losing the ball, that doesn't happen often. Them down the line, Smith trying to nip in behind. That will be a free kick right on the edge of the area. How close to the area was it? The challenge from Daly. She felt she was being fouled.
Yeah, that first touch, I don't think she was aware where Smith was. Right on the edge, isn't it? Just a tangle of legs in the end. Rachel Daly tries to recover that bad first touch. In the end, she brings Smith down.
Chance to mention tonight, there is VAR for this friendly. And the ball's being put down here. Megan Rapinoe, an expert penalty taker, but also an excellent set-piece taker. Opportunity here for the United States to strike straight back. England with everybody back. Rapinoe straight into the wall, not a good delivery at all.
Straight in the face of Hemp. Rapinoe trying to be a little bit cheeky and go straight for goal there. And hits it flat, straight in Hemp's face.
To do that, the striker, the selfless position in the wall. Rapinoe with the corner for the United States. Hangs it towards the back post. Bronze went for it, didn't quite get there. It was Alana Cook who was caught up at the back for the United States when England scored.
She's struggling, Hemp, just needs a moment. I think she couldn't get out of the way there. And the USA in losses were really flat as a back four. That's a great ball. Didn't deal with it well, and the goalkeeper probably wouldn't be happy with that either, but Lauren Hemp certainly won't care.
Beating the goalkeeper who saved a penalty from Steph Houghton for the last World Cup in the semi-final. And as Hemp gets some treatment, understandably, a good situation for her, taking that ball flush in the face, but to go back to that semi-final in 2019, and they're saving that penalty when the score was 2-1 to the United States. About 5 minutes left.
She's a really experienced goalkeeper. Listen, I think some of her stats this season have not quite been at the standards that we expect of her. And she definitely won't want to have done that on a big stage like Wembley.
Well, of interest tonight will be the final attendance, because it was a sellout, and we will get that figure later in the game. But the potential for a world record for a women's friendly match, so the potential for a world record, well, a record for a women's match in England, and a record for the United States playing outside of the US. So we see Lauren Hemp taking one in the chops again. Williamson watching on, to return to her club, not able to take part in this match. We've got this match tonight on ITV1, but another match, another game for England against the Czech Republic at Brighton, the scene of famous wins at the European Championships. 7:30 p.m. on ITV on Tuesday. Lavelle trying to slide one through. She has that ability. Smith with a shot. Earps is there. England making a mess of it. And the US couldn't force it in. Very close indeed. But the flag is up in any case.
They seem to just get mixed up. USA got in behind England's defence. I think in the end it was dealt with by Earps, but it had gone over, hadn't it? I think the assistant referee on this side, the flag up. Any way you can, keep it out.
And Sarina Wiegman knows this is why they have this sort of opponent. She doesn't mind England being tested too much, that's for sure.
It's the only way to prepare for the tournament, the World Cup next summer. USA often get criticised for not coming over and playing teams in Europe, or teams that will test them, and England always tend to do that out of qualifying.
France aside, England beat the best sides in Europe en route to winning the European Championships. You think of likes of Norway, Spain, Sweden and Germany, but they know when it comes to outside of Europe, you have the USA, you have Canada, potentially Japan, potentially Brazil. Emily Fox there, so taking a bit of Georgia Stanway.
A couple of knocks. England are actually doing that really well from Mary Earps, the goalkeeper. First pass is quite short, draws the USA players on, and then they just dink it out wide, and it just means that Fox has to come out and engage left fullback for USA, and that's how they get past the press. But England obviously has a couple of things that communicating to Stanway.
Lucy, when you think about what Sarina Wiegman's done for this England side, it is quite incredible. They find themselves in this position, winning their first international trophy, and not only that, beating the United States at the moment. I've got this crowd here tonight to see this prestigious friendly.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing, she sees things going wrong or right or whatever on the pitch, and she makes quick decisions. You know, it doesn't matter what it looks like. She threw Millie Bright up front for one game that we saw in the summer, prior to the summer. If things are not happening how she wants them, she makes quick changes and she makes substitutions. She did it against Spain, and it changes how England are performing, and has been absolutely crucial during the Euros.
And it doesn't... Emily Fox may not be able to continue here. Disappointment for her. So they are going to bring on Hayley Mace of Kansas City Current, who has played in Australia and Sweden as well. She's going to come on to win her 6th cap. What a shame, though, for Emily Fox, facing Louisville. A defender who wasn't called up for the last World Cup, having made her debut just before then. And she looks very disappointed indeed. Miss out on the rest of this occasion.
Emily Fox has been performing very, very well for the US since Crystal Dunn was out when she was pregnant, having her first child. She has been the left back, and disappointing early night for her.
Huerta got that one through. England lying in wait to break quickly. Daly gave that away, though. They're starting to move the ball. The US, but not quite.
Possession, England are just trying to stop any sort of central progression. USA to have it wide and then trying to pounce. It's difficult for them to try and fiddle the ball through on the edge of England's area.
There's Horan to Sullivan. To Lavelle, tried to turn. Picked up by Walsh. It's another interesting matchup in the midfield. Rose Lavelle and Keira Walsh.
Well, Rose Lavelle came to Manchester City and wasn't really played in the right position. Usually the right 8 in the central midfield area. She can run well with the ball. Technically very, very good. Didn't really work out that well for her here, but she always turns it on the international stage with the USA.
England being brave again from the back. Certainly aiming to impose their football on the United States before they have to change their game to match this opponent, especially as you could argue they are the more settled side at international level, England.
Yeah, they're moving it comfortably. They're trying to... Van Kirby will be dropping deep on the runs. We know the pace that Hemper's got. If they playing a little bit more direct forward.
Here's Bronze. Now Mead. Playing that over the top to Kirby. Germer across. Calmly across, talented young centre-half. Just an 8th cap tonight, but much in the mix to be part of that US defence come the World Cup.
First season as a pro as well, so pretty new. Professional football as well as international.
Plenty of the world's best young talent on the field for this game. And on the bench as well. Bronze. Strong starts for England's right back. And Haran, but that's where England had America's number there. They haven't been able to play out from the back as the ball's pointing towards Kelly, just evaded her in the end. Now Nair chasing after this, and Kelly won't stop in trying to close her down.
England are doing well, ringing around that area, so USA have been really poor in that first pass out, and England have managed to regain a number of times in 25 minutes or so.
Seventh meeting between these two sides in friendlies. England have only won once before, as Bronze tries to burst forward, and Germer did well in the end to that against Lucy Bronze, but a strong start from the former World Player of the Year.
Yeah, a massive part of her game is to maraud forward and see the runs, and she's quite happy to go in behind her opposing fullback.
Danowski watching on. Here's Bronze. Now Bright. Walsh. Greenwood. Here comes the US press now on Earps. Haran. Onto that formidable Lyon midfield. We're approaching the half-hour mark here. England with the lead, but don't be fooled. America have looked dangerous at times. But England have grown into this game.
Yeah, they have. I think a couple of wobbles at the start of the game where USA were quite direct in behind, but Sarina Wiegman will be happy with how her team responded and the goal that they scored. Not quite clicking for the USA in those attacking areas, even though they have the talent out there. Obviously, they've got Alex Morgan missing, Valerie Pugh, who would be starters. Rapinoe, we know her quality, more craft and guile than the sort of pace that the others have got in that forward line.
Oh, trouble here for England! And Sophia Smith taking the chance. This young talent, but presented the chance by England. And she wasn't going to miss.
So I've seen already, the USA will commit those bodies forward. They've chose to press England at various times when they're playing out from the back, and it has to be perfect. Stanway, who we usually see keeping the ball really well, obviously wants it, facing her own goal, so difficult. Haran managed to just poke the ball, and then we know what Smith's all about. Haran, physically very, very strong, managed to force the ball forward, and then Smith, it's wide open, and she's still got to finish because Mary Earps is some goalkeeper, but couldn't get enough on it. And that's a warning, isn't it? I mean, they have pressed England quite high at times in this game. England have actually passed it quite well past the press, but when you do pass it out from the back, if you lose it, they're right on top of your goal, and that's the risk that you have to take.
So in England, having a good spell in the game, America strike back. Walsh, now Mead. England looking to respond. Just on the stretch was Germer, put her behind for a corner.
Well, that's England's strength, isn't it? Those forward players. Hemp always looking on the shoulder of the centre-back, trying to get in there. She won't be happy. He will. Tended to be quite fluid in the press, USA, but when they've got the ball, look a little bit rigid. The press certainly worked there.
So Millie Bright for this corner for England. And they apply pressure from the set piece. Break to Bronze. Caught in the face there, and England look towards the referee. Remember, VAR is in operation. The Americans breaking forward with Rodman. Looking to pick out Smith. He's looked very sharp in this first half, but doesn't win the free kick. Bronze is on her feet. Walsh can't hold on to the ball. Both sides guilty of giving that ball away. Sullivan plays it forward. Smith again. So hard to shake off the ball. Lavelle. This is a dangerous position for him to defend, but Wright steps out. Getting pretty open at the moment, though.
Yeah, I mean, USA have got that many players forward that the counter-press when they immediately lose it. In their final third, they've got the players around to win the ball back, and England is struggling to just connect passes.
Just a moment taken out of the game here. I'm not entirely sure why the referee, Im Hussein, she's getting a word in her ear here. She's going to have a look at the monitor. And this, I'm sure, will relate to the incident with Lucy Bronze. A high boot. I think it was from Mace.
She put her head down to try and head the ball. Lucy Bronze definitely got a touch in the box. It was in the box, wasn't it? Lucy Bronze doesn't often go down high foot. She had her head down, but that foot was quite high, wasn't it?
Here we go, let's see. Im Hussein points to the spot. Penalty to England. And she's going to book the substitute, Hayley Mace here, who's trying to run away. Thumbs up from the ballpark.
Yeah, ironic thumbs up, I think. I think if you're going to go with a high foot, you've got to make sure that you connect with the ball. Lucy Bronze, so brave, getting her head in the way there. You can see the complaints after, Seb, that they knew that there was contact.
Well, Georgia Stanway from the spot to restore England's advantage, facing the penalty-saving experts. No problem though for Georgia Stanway. England lead again. You doubt it will be the last of the goals though, in quite the first half at Wembley.
Such an exciting half already, and Stanway, cool as you like from the spot. She will feel a little bit of responsibility for the USA goal. Straight ball played to her, but ball on the spot. Coolest person in the place. The best thing about this England team now, they are not fazed about anything, Seb. They're not fazed about Wembley, they're not fazed about the crowd, they're not fazed about the USA. In the past, USA phases everybody, and I think that's ominous for the rest of the world.
Georgia Stanway, there was a question mark about how England's midfield would set up ahead of the Euros. Were they missing a number 8? Well, there's no real debate about Georgia Stanway's place in this England side. Calm from the spot. Here's Smith, though, who's already showed she has the ability. The flag's up here, but it feels like every time she gets the ball, something might happen.
Yeah, she actually picks up really good positions, you know, in space, whether it's on the edge of the area, but England defenders know she has the ability to turn and run at them, run past them.
So England, after that disappointment of conceding, giving the ball away into their own box, have that lead again. Surely, though, that won't be the last of goals tonight, the way this game has gone. Confirmation there. Golden Ace was booked with a high boot on Lucy Bronze.
It's interesting how USA are set up. They're back four, and then Andy Sullivan on her own with a massive gap then between the two central midfielders and the front three. Very confident about the way they go forward.
Mead, right down the right-hand side for England. Bronze in towards Mead. Plenty in the penalty area here for England. Werner drawn out of position. Such composure about the way Beth Mead plays now, though. And then a rush. Keira Walsh. Turn of class. Bronze. Mead. A challenge from Mace. Coming across. That latest England attack out.
A lot been talked about Keira Walsh in the summer. She goes about her job very, very quietly, but doesn't really rely on physicality, but positioning, recovery, runs are exceptional. She sniffs out danger and puts it out, and such a key player in this Wiegman setup.
Here is Cook. PSG player. Lavelle. Rodman. Leaving that for Smith. Trouble here for Bright. Smith, clever ball inside. Surely the Americans are going to score here, and they do. Trinity Rodman. They carved England open there. And you just knew the goal scoring wasn't open, or wasn't over. And Andonovski's side draw level again. And that was some of US's attacking quality.
Yeah, really England struggling with the runs and the pace. It's clever. There's a couple of nutmegs and dummies in this. Really Bright's retreating, delayed, trying to deny space, but clever again from Rapinoe. It's a great finish from Rodman. They actually let the ball through her legs in the first place down that side. Such an open game, good for the viewer and the neutral. Not necessarily for England fans, but Smith is some player.
Sophia Smith causing all sorts of problems to the England back line. Space for Trinity Rodman, her third goal for her country. Only turned 20 in May. But just hold on a second. Just taking a moment to check for offside.
Didn't look, it's that run there, isn't it? In this central area. I don't think she touched it there, Rodman. But look at Rodman go after that.
Did Rodman get a touch on the ball?
I don't think she did. I think the ball from earlier, and there didn't look much wrong with that. And the ball's played down the line, and I think it may be Smith centrally that we're looking at, and the ball is played down to Rodman, so it's when the ball's kicked. I don't think Rodman then touched it on the halfway line. Yeah, you need to cross your fingers. It's a really well-worked goal. It would be a shame.
The Americans hoping.
Yeah, it would be a shame for the USA if that doesn't stand.
The longer they take, the more you feel it's offside, and is indeed offside. So no equaliser for the United States, and disappointment for Trinity Rodman, and a reprieve for England.
It's difficult to see from our angles whether Smith was offside, but terrifically well-worked goal from the USA, but it doesn't count. tell you, if that was the other way around, England would be complaining somewhat.
Bronze. Mead. And Rapinoe with a back kill that paid off there. Here's Horan. Now Walsh. And you feel that England want to have a measure of control on this game, but you can't control the United States.
No, I have to say that it isn't defences on top. That makes for a little bit more of an exciting game for the neutral. England just have to be so wary of those, the movement of Smith. You know, the pace that the USA have got in the final third is very difficult to defend against, and they're quite happy to target individuals as well.
Here's Bronze. Story run forward, but Dermot's had some timely interceptions so far at the back. Dermot, talented centre-back for the United States. Greenwood. Now Kelly. Still Chloe Kelly. Walsh. Stanway from range. Blocked by Germer. Another chance for Stanway. Moves it wide. Bronze. Took a little nick there. That's awkward for Huerta. Well, she dealt with it in the end. Corner England.
Overload Lucy Bronze on that right-hand side. Absolutely nobody marking her. Stanway sees it, but then England have to get bodies in those front post areas. And USA get back and defend in numbers.
Sofia Huerta doing the defending there. Played for both Mexico and the United States at international level. Beth Mead, England's Player of the Year, to take this corner. Target, no doubt, right or Bronze, and it goes. Bronze is at the back post, away by Horan. Smith runs into Stanway. England have tried to do, pin the US deep. Greenwood.
USA really rely on Lindsay Horan. Her physicality, aerial ability, both in open play and defending set pieces. A couple of times now she's got the first touch on a ball coming across.
Strong first half from Lucy Bronze. Kirby. For Chloe Kelly on the right-hand side at the moment. Potential to be a very fluid front three for England.
Certainly an exciting front three with clever runs.
Stanway picking the ball up. And there's Lavelle. Right. Mead inside to Kirby. Kirby, twinkle toes. Hemp. Daly. Lauren Hemp on the left-hand side, where she spent so much of her career so far.
It's so difficult to pick up Fran Kirby. You know, she'll come deep. Do you go with her as a centre midfielder, then she'll push up as a centre back? Do you mark her?
Kelly charging after this, just runs away from Chloe Kelly, who I believe now has 2 goals for England. That deflected effort against Belgium has been attributed to her, so her first goal for England wasn't technically that one in the Euros final. Trinity Rodman, she thought she had her 3rd goal for the United States. Denied. Good side flag.
Absolutely gutted. Andonovski knows that you cannot lose 2 tournaments in a row as USA manager, so he has to go to the World Cup and win.
England on the attack again. Kelly. Now Bronze. Stanway. Germer clearing the ball away. Smith looking to get away from Bright, who should be booked here. What a problem Sophia Smith is.
Yeah, to be fair to Millie Bright, she had to do that. She had to do that because England were out of shape. She was one-on-one with the quickest player on the pitch, and it's better to have a free kick there than Smith running at your goal with nobody marking it and nobody catching up.
We're still waiting to see that offside line on the goal. It hasn't been shared with us yet by VAR. Have to trust them for now. That's White. Lavelle. Spread the play, might be too much on that pass. Rapinoe doing well to keep that ball in play. Smith. Smith. Blocked by Bright. 3 minutes to be added on in this first half. Can England keep the Americans at bay here? Lavelle trying to help it on. Sense of any wrongdoing in the England defence there. But a first half with a lot for the guys in the studio to talk about at half-time, Lucy.
Yeah, at times, end-to-end, and both defensive have struggled with the pace and guile of each team's forward line. We were disappointed that that second goal didn't register. And she probably, there's parts of it I'm sure that she will speak to her team about, particularly handling USA's power as they go in forward areas.
Andonovski said in the press conference yesterday, mostly saying the result of this game doesn't really matter. What really matters is the World Cup next year, but I can assure you, every game for the United States matters. Now then, Hemp chasing after this. Of course she has the pace, but so does Germer, making it difficult for Hemp in the end.
See, USA may have Smith, but England have got Hemp, and those sort of foot races, 1v1, she's particularly adept at.
Well, let's have a look. There's the offside. Tight.
Oh, yeah, that is not particularly easy to see. England have got away with one there.
Absolutely, the sort of incident in times gone by. That goal would have stood, of course.
Yeah, well, you usually go with the attacker, don't you? Not with VAR.
Ball handled by Hemp. I think it was Germer actually handled it. Either way, the referee today, incidentally, was the same referee for England 8, Norway 0. A scoreline that will certainly go down in history. Norway, one of the nations who have won the World Cup, and with the United States, Japan and Germany. England hoping to join that group of countries. There are some in the United States claiming that England would be marginal favourites for this. I don't think that's ever been said ahead of an England-United States match before. But this first half has shown this game, you could play it several times. Be brave to pick the result. Rapinoe going down. Is she earning the free kick here? Can't believe it.
Yeah, just a nudge in the back. Just enough for Megan Rapinoe. I'll have that, and we'll take a free kick from it.
We're about to tick over. 3 minutes added on at the end of this first half. But the US will get the chance to take this free kick. You know, Rapinoe can be very crafty indeed from set pieces. Right, the last one worked to her advantage on the other side. But this sort of position, scored against France in the last World Cup. Rapinoe, will she try to go for a goal from this angle? Don't put it past her. It's a decent ball in fact, and headed over in the end by Horan. And that should be the last action of the half.
Yeah, again, Lindsay Horan, set pieces, always aiming for her and her aerial ability.
Mary Earps So no rush here. England want to make sure they get to half-time, and there is the half-time whistle. A very busy first half indeed. Started off with Lauren Hemp scoring in the 10th minute. The Americans did strike back through Sophia Smith, but that lead was restored by Georgia Stanway from the penalty spot. A goal disallowed for the United States in a busy first half. Half-time, England 2, USA 1. Well, no changes from either side at half-time, and we hope no changes to the flow of this game. Chances for both sides in the first half, goals for both sides in the first half. We'll see more of the same in the second. Second half underway, and both sides' managers electing not to make any changes at half-time, which just shows almost the precarious nature of this, the way this match has gone.
Yeah, I think from an England point of view, defending-wise, they need to balance and cover better, because USA are isolating certain defenders and just need a bit of protection. I think it's been quite clever how the USA have pressed. In one half, they pressed high, they had a mid-block and they defended deep, and they all know when the difference is and when they change from one to another, and tactically very smart out of possession, I have to say.
Here's Greenwood. The two centre-backs for Greenwood on the right-hand side, White on the left. There's Kelly, quietest member, you might say, of the front three for England in that first half. And Earps upping that ball out, but out of play in the end. Earps wasn't too bad under pressure in the first half. Plenty of pressure from the United States. Walsh. Daly. Bright this time, just trying to clear that ball forward. Now Hemp hold on to it. Because that might be the issue that England have if they do just move it forward, as it were. That player to hold that ball up.
Yeah, it's the areas to counter into, the pace, when to come and receive, but have to have support. Hemp has done well actually by herself, but at times was quite isolated in that 9 position. With players up and around it, midfielders going up and beyond.
America linking their passes well again. Smith again dragging that wide. A big moment at the start of the second half.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze got sucked in there. It just allowed Smith to be quite free. Good ball played into it. Probably needed a bit more fizz on it, the ball into Smith's feet, and she couldn't finish, but she's had a superb night so far.
That's part of it. Of course, so many problems. Late challenge from Rodman on Daly. And Rodman is booked, and no real complaints from the youngster.
It's late, wasn't it? Just caught Rachel Daly's both feet.
She nominated the 2022 Ballon d'Or. The youngest drafted player in NWSL history.
Yeah, USA have got a new wave of exciting, young, energetic attackers, and it's about how quickly and how effectively they can incorporate them into the team without the transition from the old guard to the new being that disruptive, particularly in the World Cup, and we get into the World Cup year.
Here's Walsh. They have looked to quickly close down Keira Walsh. One of the first things in your game plan when you're facing England. Walsh moving to Barcelona, join Lucy Bronze there. Barcelona want you, that's a very good sign.
Yeah, it's a good move for the pair of them, experience of another country. Obviously, one of the best teams in Europe as well. Excellent players.
Hemp. Great strength from Lauren Hemp. Now can run at the US defence. Mead. He's offside. That move comes to an end. First glimpse there really of Lauren Hemp running directly at that defence.
Yeah, showed good strength in the centre circle as well to win the ball, win it cleanly, and then it's just about who she chooses, and Beth Mead just then she could see across the line as well. It's so unlike her to be caught offside in those situations.
There's Beth Mead, awarded England's Women's Player of the Year. Bukayo Saka, the Men's Player of the Year. The pressure from England again. Cook losing out. And then Walsh losing out. See Rodman's first thought there was to play that ball through towards Smith. Walsh again under a lot of pressure. Walsh once more. Gets that pass away though. Kirby. Can break that press, it can cause problems. Kelly sending it in, and safe hands.
Anticipated that, where that ball was going to land. Again, the game is quite open, big gaps between units in the team. Cover is so important when you've got fast attackers against you.
Stanway to Kelly. Kelly to him. Daly. England side that have shown they can adapt to different match conditions. The position has posed a problem. Risen to the challenge under Sarina Wiegman almost every occasion. Lead here though against the United States, and it's the US to respond.
And the USA now in sort of a mid-block now after getting numbers up and pressing high. USA switch between it very, very well, just waiting to see where England's possession goes. That high line now as well.
A bit deeper there, England, but now Walsh looks to spread it out to Mead, who did well to allow that ball to be left, and she's been penalised there. Beth Mead a little unfortunate at first glance. Hayley Mace, of course, has to be careful.
Yeah, it was a little bit of just blocking just to allow the ball through. She did it quite cleverly, but managed to come off worse in the challenge as well. Beth Mead just stopping Mace from getting anywhere near the ball going through to Lucy Bronze.
America's getting on with it here. Mace. Eased off it in the end. Mead winning their latest battle. Germer, very tight to him. Doesn't get the decision there. Manchester City forward. Here is Germer. And Rapinoe. What happened for her so far? For the veteran. Such a figurehead off the pitch for the United States, and such a figurehead on the pitch at the last World Cup.
It certainly is. Not often you see her do that. Thinking about what she's doing next before she receives it. Crowd liked it.
Top scorer. Rated as the best player in the last World Cup. Way to glory. All that pressure off the field. Walsh, Hemp, dropping off and now can spread the play. Kelly, good position here for Chloe Kelly. Wide.
That's where the space is for Kelly if she chooses to cut inside on that right foot. The space is there at far post, but yeah, it was way out that one. Nair's time looked convincing, but I think it was just as an afterthought.
For the photos. Smith there, Greenwood was tight to her. It would have been a fascinating battle to see Leah Williamson against Sophia Smith. Williamson, famous at the last Euros for not really having to make a tackle during the competition.
Yeah, she offers a lot, Leah Williamson. Obviously, she's the captain in possession. She progresses the ball sort of well up the pitch, but obviously defending-wise, she a wise head on young shoulders. It's an opportunity for Alex Greenwood. Didn't get that much play. She plays left centre-back for Manchester City, but gives her an opportunity to get in there.
In England, they're going to flex their muscles on the world stage. They have to show they have that depth. And all the way back to Mary Earps, who wasn't quite in position. A bit of a blind pass back there from Daly. And then played back towards Daly. Lovely play from Lauren Hemp, driving away. England have numbers forward here. Bronze! Side netting.
Quite a lot of the time, Lauren Hemp creates something out of nothing. Absolutely no right to win the ball there, but as soon as she gets it, it's only one thought on her mind. She's direct, she runs at the ball with real pace, and I thought the chance was lost at this point, but comes steaming in there. Lucy Bronze hit it with such venom. And just didn't have the accuracy. Some parts of Wembley thought that had gone in the back of the net.
Lucy Bronze could win her 100th cap against the Czech Republic next Tuesday. Here's Huerta. Too much on that. And Sofia Huerta, his dad is Mexican, played at the Under-20 World Cup for Mexico. And a friendly for them as well. But coming out for the United States now. United States team that's lost so many experienced players. It's the last World Cup. Many of whom are still playing, of course, the likes of just Impress, Stephen Heath, and O'Hara. Rodman, who again picks up those positions and looks to play in Smith at every opportunity. Sullivan might break to Rapinoe. Mace. Rapinoe. That's a decent ball, a teasing one. half defended by England. Drop Smith there. And here's Hemp, who's had a very bright start to the second half.
Yeah, if you're wondering what Megan Rapinoe still offers to this USA team, it's that sort of creativity, that sort of ball into the box, which was desperate for a USA player to get on the end of that. An inviting one.
We're just taking that ball forward. Here is Kelly. Loses it. Horan, who does the same, but Stanway can't win it back cleanly. Horan playing it in towards Rapinoe. He almost stole in there.
Yeah, England just not keeping possession going into the middle third. You know, losses as well just means that USA have got so many players forward with options, but just living on the edge at the moment.
Greenwood so good on the ball for England. Hemp. Kirby. Passes it straight to Rapinoe. England those bad habits from the first half there, winning it back.
It's good play, Greenwood. Recognised that Smith had no idea where she was, just nicked in.
Here's Lavelle. Creative player for the United States and picks a very good pass. Horan couldn't help it on, Bright in the right place again. You just feel it's a game, it's on the tightrope really.
There's a lot of mistakes in possession from both teams. The USA probably would say that both England's goal are down to mistakes on their part, but they're giving the ball away a lot. It makes for an exciting watch, but...
And watching on there on the right-hand side, Jason Sudeikis, Ted Lasso. I've seen the back run there, but I think that may be Cindy Parlow-Cone, the president of the US Soccer Federation. They played a big part in giving the players equal pay, the former US international.
Someone said I'm going round there afterwards, getting my photo with Ted Lasso, I think. Will that embarrass you?
Might be there too. Here's Horan. Rodman hangs it in there again. America looking quite threatening in the last 5 minutes. Horan. Rapinoe. Now Mace. Trips inside Mace and hits the referee. It's frustrating for the players.
You can't do a 1-2 off the referee anymore.
Here's Horan. Good ball. Chance for Rapinoe. Took a deflection, a crucial one in the end. Just the corner for the United States.
It's good defending, but she's coming into her own on this left-hand side, ominously. Rapinoe getting herself in good positions. I think how she shaped there, that she was trying to, again, give the eyes, get it in that near post, but great defending.
Famous faces in world football. An interesting reception down in that corner. England fans. In from Rapinoe. That's escaped Earps. Right to the back post. And slightly switching off there, but through it all the same. Still trying to play the ball out here, England. The guy on the right, Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And their game, their match against the New York Giants is live on ITV at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this weekend. Double change here for the United States. Sam Coffey coming on for just her second cap, missing Andy Sullivan. And Crystal Dunn, having given birth in May, back in the United States colours. And the new baby is here. Her son, who was born in May, is here tonight as well. Put in for Bright, but space here for Lavelle. And that could spell trouble for the opposition. Rose Lavelle just took her foot off the ball. The sort of range in which she scored in the World Cup final. But didn't happen for her there.
She's got terrific feet, Rose Lavelle, and it looks like it was going to open up for her to take a strike or take a player on, but she's got it all wrong.
There's Bright. And this match really, as we've gone past the hour to the game, if you were to try and guess what scoreline we'd have at the end of this, it'd be pretty difficult. Kelly. Slipping there. There was a lot of rain just before the match. Nice link-up play. Releases Rodman. Lots of room for Rodman. Can she pick the right pass into Smith? Covering challenge there. Desperate challenge on the cover. I think it was Stanway back there. Danger still not clear for England. There will be a corner. Good spell this for the US.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when they get that bit right, those overloads, those quick passes, triangles down the wide areas, and just release the likes of Rodman. They look really strong, the USA. It just hasn't happened that often tonight.
Can the visitors make one of these pieces count? Iran is in there, as is Cook. And Smith, of course, and it goes towards Haran, taken away by Bright. United States have on the field 4 players who started against England at the last World Cup, with Crystal Dunn coming on here. They're World Cup winners. Lucy Haran, Rose Lavelle, Missionaire, the others. Lost by German. And away by Cook. So several times already, both sides can feel that they can get at the opposition defence. Here's Stanway. Good touch onto Kirby. Back to Stanway. Bronze. Mead to go back towards Bright.
That's good from England, because USA were building up a little bit of a head of steam going forward, just taking the heat out of that with a bit of possession.
It's Greenwood again. Manchester City side have already lost 2 games in the WSL this season. They've been knocked out of the Champions League in the qualifiers. It's Real Madrid. The winning goal scored by Caroline Weir, who was a Man City player last season, and Caroline Weir, part of the Scotland side, won their playoff semi-final last night, as did Wales, but they're not quite at the World Cup yet. It all gets very complicated still. Scotland face the Republic of Ireland. Wales face Switzerland, with Portugal having beaten Belgium. We'll await the new world rankings in October, just before the draw. Wales, the lowest ranked winner of those playoff finals, will then go into another competition in February. You're still looking across what I'm saying?
You're going to have to explain it again.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid.
Wait till the Czech Republic game. Here's Lavelle. Taking a shot from Kelly. Just was enough in the end, but it will be a free kick. That was seen. We thought it was subtle enough.
Yeah, Lavelle, when she picks up the ball, quick feet, it's right in front of the assistant. Not going to get away with that.
Mary Kelly, forever in England's hearts. Her contribution in the final. But conceding this free kick. England, everybody back to defend it. Can Rapinoe come up with here? Plenty forward for the US, and it goes from Rapinoe. That's an awkward one for them to deal with. Breaks to Rodman. Still Rodman. Didn't catch hold of that. Slightly frustrating game for the 20-year-old.
Getting in good positions. She scored what looked like a perfectly good goal, but never ever looked like she was going to get that on target.
That's what the manager thinks of it. Frank Kirby coming off, and a woman who replaced her at every turn at the European Championship, Ella Toone, gets a big reception from the crowd. Such a popular player, and of course the scorer of the opening goal in the final of the Euros. This very ground is a bit lighter then, a bit warmer then as well. Here is Mead. England still leading. Still plenty of time left for the USA. And Dunn finding Smith. So many threats everywhere in this US team. And Lavelle couldn't take it in her stride. Pressure on Bright here, and Earps.
Yes, the centre midfielders, Haran and Lavelle, their runs in those inside channels are causing problems, need to be tracked.
Stanway, to think this US team, I mentioned Trinity Rodman being nominated for the Ballon d'Or. Another of those, Caterina Macario, is injured. Very strong centre midfielder for Lyon. And Alex Morgan, the other US player in the mix for that award. Stanway. Ran into Dunn there. Never can come out better in those sort of situations, and they're still Dunn to force down the left-hand side. Once played for Chelsea, it's a long time ago now, and was a forward then for Emma Hayes' side. Mead.
I'm thinking when using this game as a real measure of where they're at now. Can they compete with teams like USA on the world stage?
Smith, what a pass. Rodman. Has she got the pace? Big challenge comes in for Daly, but danger not averted by England. Rapinoe, radar well off with that one. Another break for the Lionesses.
Yeah, Rachel Daly, one of the reasons she's playing in those positions, her athleticism, getting across, recovering well, covering her other defenders. Rodman has got the pace and a well-timed tackle.
That was the clearest example, as you said there, of why Rachel Daly is in this England team. Recovery speed. There's so much ground as well. Something which you have to do when you play the United States.
Plus, she's a good old Leeds girl. That helps.
I was waiting for that. 70 minutes in. Walsh. Gotta be careful here, Keira Walsh. Mace on her shoulder. You just tell Keira Walsh is determined not to just clear that ball away. That was proving a point. Toone. Stanway out to Bronze. Now Mead. Bronze again. In the box for England. Just off there. Come back quickly, and they have to do that. Toon running into trouble. Sam Coffey.
It's interesting because Megan Rapinoe is making no effort to go back and chase Lucy Bronze. It just means that she's waiting, cheating it in the nicest possible way for when USA regain it, but it causes problems down USA's left, because England can just overload them.
It's not worth trying to track back Lucy Bronze. She's not strong in that sort of area. But there is Rapinoe. Head up, looking for the pass forward towards Smith. It's almost a one-trick option sometimes.
Yeah, they've not been as clever with that pass. They're just thinking that hit it long over the top and Smith will get on the end of it, but they need to work it better than that.
Kelly, down the line, Toon, it's their first. Keeping this alive, Toon did well there, but referee waves away any suggestion she was fouled. Good work from the referee, not once but twice to get out of the way.
I'm not sure that was a penalty. I think the theatre of the crowd didn't like it, but the referee was in a good position.
Here's Greenwood. Greenwood. Toon. Kelly. Now Walsh. England breaking forward. Now they can get to this first. Oh, did so well. Had to get there in the end.
It's good play by Germa there. She's second favourite to get to that ball in front of Hemp. Again, that direct ball. Hemp has the strength. Managed to get there, but really well defended. It's had a difficult night, Germa and Cook, two centre-backs.
Germa, born in California, Ethiopian parents, her dad setting up a local football club for the Ethiopian community in the Bay Area a time ago, in 2005. Challenge from Mace, who has been booked. I wonder here if this wasn't a friendly, would have been in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, she fell for that, didn't she? I'm not sure the referee's going to give it a yellow card, though.
It's what we really want in a game like this. Pretty eventful, though. There's Mace. Coffey. Thorn player. Her debut against Nigeria. A double header, USA. Last month. They're actually on an unbeaten run, which is one shy of England's unbeaten run. Bronze. It's Germa again. Back into position as Hemp placed inside to Stanway. Here's Georgia Stanway, opened up for her, couldn't keep it down. Oh, you felt there that the net was going to bulge, but not to be.
A lot of people would have put a lot of money. She did all the hard work, actually getting the space for herself, and then just didn't take care over that, and that's really unlike Stanway, usually absolutely ice cool in front of goal. Just a little bit wild with that left foot. I even can't believe it.
That penalty was her 14th goal for England. Scored a penalty against Luxembourg as well in the 10-0 victory. They're going to bring on Ashley Sanchez. A very interesting substitution in a moment. Melissa Thompson, we'll talk about her in a second, but let's have a look at the goal so far.
Hemp gets a goal really early, a little bit of luck with that. Smith, who's been very good all night, gets her goal. And you have to say, a couple of mistakes, probably lucky to get that. England well put away by Stanway.
Well, we've heard an official attendance number, and it's 76,893, which just falls short of the world record for a women's friendly, which was 77,768. But still a huge turnout. And that figure I said that was the record was when England lost to Germany. It was ground back in 2019. Record for a women's match in England was the Euros final, 87,192. And a record for the US, playing in a game outside the US, 80,203. The Olympic final in 2012. Their last visit here.
I was here, commentating on it. Great night that was as well.
Occasion that was, and what an occasion this is. What a player Smith is. But Bright sticks to her job tonight.
She stood up well, Millie Bright, second half, and a yellow card, difficult against a position player like Smith.
So, they've knocked on the door, keeping them at bay at the moment. Well on 4 though. In goes the corner, just escapes Iran. Drop to Smith, getting in each other's way there, and losing it. So Lauren Hemp, a long way for him to go, and needs some support. Support is coming for him. Mead couldn't take it in her stride. America getting, the United States getting players back.
Yeah, they're just the momentum of the attack. Just needed to play it in front of Beth Mead, but Lauren Hemp, she's a problem, isn't she, for defenders when she gets the ball, drives forward. Team desperately trying to keep up with her, and Mead on this right-hand side.
England have had chances of their own. I think this game is only 2-1. That goes up. Just felt the way this game started. Even in the opening minutes, you thought there was no chance of this being 0-0, and it's played out that way. Serena Wiegmann will, of course, learnt a lot tonight. But she'll also be thinking, take this win as well. First win over the US. And a triple change here, and you couldn't get more extreme in the experience spectrum. Becky Sauerbrunn, over 200 caps for her country there on the left. With the 37-year-olds in this US squad. We're also going to bring on 17-year-old Alyssa Thompson for her debut. About her in a second. The story developing with that young player, but those who are still on the pitch at the moment. Free kick here, the US. Again, Rapinoe, they're trying to keep their line high. Plenty of set-piece opportunities in this game so far. The US star, and it goes from Rapinoe, helped on by Bright, and that might have been a key touch in the end to take it away from Rodman.
Yeah, needed that. Needed that, England, just that touch. Such a creative ball again from Megan Rapinoe. And Bright just did enough.
Still feel there's going to be a twist in this game. USA corner. Cued perfectly, but almost worked out for them. Lavelle striking the defender, penalty. Handball, no doubt, in the referee's mind there. England plead their innocence.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze is just telling them to get away because VAR will sort this out, and it just hit her backside, didn't it? So there's no point at that stage in moaning. You've just got to let VAR sort it out. When we talked half-time about that's not what VAR was for USA's equalising goal, but this is exactly what it's for.
Yeah, no time wasted at all. from the VAR. Johan Pfeiffer saying to Riem Hussein, have a look. That hit Hemp's bum.
Well, this is exactly what VAR is supposed to be used for. The referee thought they hit her arm. It's nowhere near her arm. And that's it. And that's what Lucy Bronze was telling the rest of the England players. Let VAR sort it out. There's no point in moaning to the referee. She'll admit her mistake, I'm sure.
So once again, the USA have a decision overturned. But there was no argument about this one. They did appeal the Americans, though, which is quite unbelievable.
Yeah, he needs to watch it before he raises his arms in the air.
He thought about trying to argue with that one.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Substitutions for the USA. Leaving the field, number 6, Trinity Rodman.
Well, triple change here for the United States. Ashley Sanchez coming on. All three of her goals for her country have come after the 90th minute, incidentally. The midfielder of Washington Spirit. Becky Sauerbrunn, one of the other figureheads in this US squad. A legend at the back for them. And perhaps a star of the future in Alyssa Thompson, 17 years of age, turns 18 in November. So currently with a Total Football Academy, who are our boys' development team from the MLS. And that is how highly she is rated at the moment. And Rapinoe making way. And what a gap in age that is.
Oh, what a terrific moment for Alyssa Thompson. Playing with boys that age obviously makes a women's player stronger, gets used to football at that higher level at that stage, and she's obviously dealing well with it, making a debut. Wow.
This stage at Wembley against this opposition. What can she do in the closing minutes of this game? Can she help USA find an equaliser? Bring on some experience at the back, but inexperience up front. 20-year difference. Lovely ball played wide to Kelly. Oh, a slip at the wrong moment for the United States. Here's Mead. Couldn't across to Stanway. Bronze helps it back in. England will create a chance to maybe finish the United States off here.
Yeah, a couple of times Crystal Dunn slipped. I don't think she's got the right footwear on. England couldn't take advantage of it.
Karina Wiegman, a calm presence on that bench. All the hurt she's had from the United States over the years. Losing to them in the World Cup final. Losing to them in the Olympic quarter-final. With the Netherlands, now with England. Can she guide them to a rare victory over the United States of America? Greenwood receiving the free kick here. 8 minutes of the 90 to go. It's not a bad ball at all to Lavelle. So up to Daly. It's Mace. Put in from Kelly. Sitting back there, waiting for the break. That's an awkward bounce for Bright. And that is Mary Earpses.
Letting the ball bounce in the area. It takes absolutely forever to do that. All okay.
Some challenge today, Millie Bright against Sophia Smith. Although Smith scored, that wasn't the fault of Bright, really. Lost to Lavelle. Here's Smith. Smith playing it in, and that's taken by Earps. Bronze. Sauerbrunn is there. Walsh. Bright. Here's Greenwood. Time on the ball, and if you allow that, she can pick a pass. looking for the run of Kelly there, who's had a decent second half for England.
It's going to be too much if Kelly there, look, it's straight. Now, good starting position, goalkeeper.
So can't get on the ball yet. Here's Stanway. Toon. Stanway. Space. Again, can't hit the target. He's had a few sighters tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about Stanway's technique is really low back lift. Quickly takes a shot, but she's not quite her iron tonight.
And the attendance told to the crowd. Big roar from them, those who are able to look it tonight. Lavelle. Oh, that was almost a pinpoint pass from Rose Lavelle to Thompson. And cut it out. Greenwood to Bright.
This England team have built good relationships over the last few months. I think Stanway and Walsh know each other's game very, very well in that central midfield area. Just able to get out of trouble with 1-2 touch passes and regain the possession.
Well, weirdly, we've got a situation here where if this was a competitive match, I think England would look to just waste time in the corner. They're pretty good at that. But on the attack here, Toon. Now Mead, and Toon continues their run. Good run from Ella Toon. Sour run across, reads the danger, as she has done for over a decade now for the US. Player, two-time World Cup winner, Olympic gold medalist, Olympic bronze medalist. There's Rapinoe. England might be in here with Toon again. The latest player to slip on this Wembley turf tonight. Good position as well. Bright. Mead, and there's Bronze, who's probably been England's best player tonight. Just getting a foot to the ball. The first time we've said that in her career.
Yeah, always front foot, always wanting to meet the ball at speed. You know, chose her times well this evening to get herself forward. Know that if she'd got the first touch on that she was going to get clattered by Horan.
I said he's England's best player tonight, but had some strong performances this side. And here's a player who they'll be hoping to put in strong performances for England the next decade at least, in Lauren James. A chance for her to test herself against this opposition, but she won't have long. So England keep the ball here. Bronze. Now Walsh. Stanway. Fortunate there, back to Walsh. And for Stanway, they're being measured in their attack here. Patient but precise. Walsh playing it in. Just a crucial interception there from Cook. That's cut out. Walsh. Kelly couldn't help it on. Here's Hemp. And now Kelly. Stanway. Bronze with the diagonal. Good ball, Toon! Loads of time and couldn't get over the ball.
This game has been about transition, losses of possession, both teams making mistakes. It's what they do with it afterwards, but had enough time, didn't she? It's like she's caught in two minds. Toon.
Chloe Kelly gets a great reception from this crowd. Last time they saw her on this pitch, she scored the winning goal. And Lauren James, who wasn't part of that squad, but you'd fancy will be part of plenty of England squads to come, is on. Won't get long though, Lauren James here. 3 minutes to be added on. And England, not to tempt fate, looking good shape here to extend their unbeaten record under Sarina Wiegman. Now then, problems here for Greenwood. Smith gets the right side of her. Greenwood battles back. Corner, and one of the last chances the United States will get to to get something from this game.
They've just got to maintain concentration. England now deal with this set piece. We'll see this game out.
In goes the corner, looking for a late equaliser. Horan goes up. England look to clear it. Here's Lauren James. And she'll drive forward here, but eased off the ball and losing it. Lavelle sends it in. Headed down. Will this drop nicely? It did for Smith, but puts it over, and will that be that?
Thank you. Just desperate defending in the end. Lauren James just couldn't keep hold of the ball, and then suddenly backs against the wall. England have to deal with the ball into the box. Couldn't get enough on it there, but Smith couldn't capitalise.
She's already shown what she can do tonight, Smith, and Sarina Wiegman continues to show what she can do with this England side. Last few seconds, last chance for the US. Thompson against Bronze. Bronze takes no chances. The game she's had tonight. Horan need to get this forward, the US, and that's not the pass of Bronze. Gets a head up to clear it. The latest landmark from the Lionesses. They've overcome the #1 ranked side in the world. The world champions have been beaten in this prestigious friendly. They continue their unbeaten run under Sarina Wiegman, which stretches to 23 games. What a side this is. What a statement this is. They've beaten the United States of America by 2 goals to 1.